Holy shit.
You're okay.
What?
You're okay. Elena moved
Where
you.
is... No. What? How did...
It's nighttime.
Fuck,
You
what
passed
day?
out.
How long is it?
It's been 12 hours, maybe, a little more. You passed out in the night. Hey.
Shit, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. You're pretty badly injured still. You needed the
Yeah, but
rest.
I don't think that's an excuse. Did it?
There's... We did the surgeries this morning on me and Rowan. Like you wanted, we did it on Rowan first.
Okay.
It was a bit of a trial run for the ritual, and we used some people who hadn't been involved so far, but we managed to burn it away.
Wait, like, fully?
That's where things get complicated. Once we'd done it on him and he'd been scanned by a couple of us, we did the same to me. They did the surgery. Did the ritual. We got it all. But a couple hours later it came back. Small. We watched it happen. It looked as though the infection had just happened for the first time. There was nothing. We tried the ritual again on Rowan. We burned it all away. We were more aggressive. We burned more of the surrounding tissue. Thought maybe it had just been a case of a sliver being left behind, that sort of thing. So we left larger margins, cut more away. Wasn't super pleasant for him, but we were as sure as I can be, having scanned him, that there was nothing left. And I and Elenia watched as it came back again. A tiny little fragment. We amputated his arm.
How high up?
Pretty high. Well above the elbow.
Shit. Oh, damn it. I think we'd finally have something now. It is something, but there's
It's a treatment.
something else.
We haven't figured anything out yet. We were all pretty fucking exhausted. And not the least bit demoralized. It's a hell of a thing to have, been celebrating and...
Yeah. How extensive or how troublesome is it for training? We can keep doing it, right? I don't...
Yeah. It's going to be pretty unpleasant, but yeah, we can keep doing it. We don't know if there are side effects or if it progresses differently in different paths or what. We'll have to watch and see at this point. But we burned it away twice in Rowan. We didn't bother trying again with me, not yet. Just in case there are some complexities with it that we're uncertain about.
Okay.
Can't quite see it beneath the shirt, but there's a small portion of it, a bit below my collarbone. It's small. It's only been growing a couple of hours. Well, maybe an hour or two.
We need to... Okay, first of all, we need to make sure that you don't leave it for more than the intended time. There always needs to be someone checking these things, and
Yeah.
we take rotations, right? With the ritual, how many were used in the process?
For me, we used a lot. We can probably cut it down, especially if we do the treatment more than, realistically, I probably had less than 24 hours. I was in a lot of discomfort and I wasn't doing very well physically. I'm still not really. I mean, they cut out half of my fucking organs pretty much. Not all of
How
it.
tender that feels.
Yeah. I'm okay. We had 2 surgeons and 2 healers on me, in addition to an occultist and Elenia doing the stability. It's quite a bit. It's quite involved. But if we're more aggressive about it, we had 1 each of surgeon and healer for Rowan. His was less advanced, obviously.
That's manageable.
Sorry for not waking
you. Look, I won't lie. I won't hide that I'm a little upset about that. But it's not. I would have been far angrier if, God forbid.
The deal was they weren't to kill me. Once we had seen... I knew they weren't... Once it worked with Rowan, my concern was that I don't want to put it on you. If it hadn't worked and you'd been part of it, and it would have been hard for you to focus in any case. I could have had you there as just my person, but either it would have worked and then we could have had a happy conversation, or it didn't and we could have had the last couple of hours. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry that it didn't work. You have to live with this pain until we find something else.
It's hard to even conceive of... There's a chance we think maybe we passed by a rift, there was a noise, I don't really understand. Maybe we got close enough that the both of us were susceptible to it somehow. Which wouldn't be great, but I mean, that would at least be manageable.
You were close enough on... No, but it would have developed faster than that.
We don't know. We don't know why it came back.
It doesn't matter now.
It came back from nothing. Not some injury, and not exactly in the same place, at least not as best I could tell. I mean, it might be close enough, but I don't know exactly where it started for me. But
Maybe
I thought
that's something
that
we need to keep an eye on. I guess with Rowan, it's impossible now. So does it follow the same path, or is it erratic? Is it wild? Is successfully being recontained? It's not something to do with time. It's not... If it's not the same, it's not definitive. It's just reactionary.
Yeah. We'll check a couple times a day. We can follow the progression closely.
Yeah.
But from what it looks like, from what I could tell, it's probably pretty slow so far. Got at least another week. And assuming the ritual keeps working, we'll just keep doing this every couple of days.
Yeah. No deviations to the ritual time.
We'll, yeah. If anyone has ideas, we'll keep trying to refine it. Making improvements and the like, but honestly, like I said, I think a lot of people are pretty out of ideas. Nobody expected this.
It's about when it came back from nothing. I'm assuming Elenia scanned the tapestries and it was gone from there, right?
Everyone thought it was gone. I looked at Rowan, Malik looked at Rowan, Malik looked at me. Everyone looked at both of us, basically. Nobody saw anything. So either it's so minuscule. I mean, I've considered maybe there's something else about it. Maybe it's in the blood. Maybe it's... Maybe we're wrong
the blood,
about...
You'd be able to detect it. What else is left? I mean... It tied somehow to the soul.
Even then, we should be able to see that, at least. We can't observe the soul directly, of course, but as close to it as it... The lower tier healers can't do what you or I or Malik or Elenia can do. I mean, we can see basically everything about a person if we need to. And there was nothing. Not a single scrap. Like I said, I checked after the second surgery. Figured maybe we had just overlooked it, but we saw where it came from. We saw it happen. We were scanning him at the time, in the instant.
Fuck, it's a good thing you caught on.
Well, he started seeing
You catch on eventually.
Yeah.
Shit, I mean, you don't think that there's some way that when you catch the devouring... shit, I'm just throwing out ideas now, but if everything is struck out on this plane, then maybe what if there's some part of you or a connection to you or something that's happening off in another realm, right? Maybe... Alright.
We had some pretty out there things. Some people thought maybe it was spirit related somehow. I mean, it starts to get into the question of some pretty foundational shit, really.
Yeah.
Like, it could be... I don't know. I mean, I've theorized maybe it's some sort of resonant effect. Something very subtle about a shift in our pathways. Something about us that makes us respond to the resonance. That it's not actually... It's the occultic energy of the rift that causes the symptoms, but... I mean, we've got plenty of occultists aboard. There's no shortage of occult energy flying around. And, I mean, we fly through it sometimes, right? Like... It's possible that it's a susceptibility and not an actual illness, and that the illness is sort of a symptom, but then we see
almost like your pathway is a weak immune system that
right
picks it up. Maybe.
But if it is, it's such a subtle change that we didn't notice it. I mean, we've not done a comprehensive evaluation of patients with and without it. Maybe we can find the subtle change, right? But that's really a shot in the dark, assuming that it's some sort of resonant effect. That's largely based on almost an assumption that it's more akin to the Rift illness. You know, they have this strange connection to the entities and powers of the Abyss. And it's not, you know, they hear whispers in their head, and it's a real thing. Not just a hallucination, not just an...
Yeah.
There's a connection somehow. And I can't figure out. I don't know. Maybe it is in a part of the soul we can't see. I don't know. But, I mean, if it is, we're going to need a necromancer.
Not another one. The last one was...
Yeah.
I mean, shit, you don't think that maybe some part of you, through connection with the Rift and the Abyss, somehow... What's happening is because everything's been thrown out of whack, right? It was Arena wanted to create, and that's tearing the fabric of everything apart. What if, for some reason, the destruction of you is causing the creation of something linked to you elsewhere? Maybe, I don't know.
There's evil Talia out there.
Part of you, and yeah, I don't want to say that. It sounds ridiculous like that. You don't put it like that. We have to go and kill a Abyss version of you. It sounds stupid. But you get the point, right? Maybe there's something out there that's,
I don't know, some connection to something.
Eradication.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, this is sort of the stuff we had started talking about with Saline and Mayneth and whoever else was there. You know, maybe there's some way to cut off those who have the Rift affliction from whatever their energy source is. Maybe we need to identify something like that. I mean, it would have to be fiendishly subtle. It can't be in the pathways. Not overtly. I mean, we would have seen that. It could be in the soul, but...
You'd think we could pick up on that too, but...
Well, and you'd think we wouldn't be able to get rid of it.
Yeah.
You know, if it's something that... It has always seemed as though a disease. Everything we've been working on is based on that assumption. It is something that grows as cancer does, as a tumor does within the patient. And now we know that's probably not true. But
we need to start again, but
yeah. I don't even know. I don't even know what looks like that. I've never heard of an illness that exists outside of... I mean, you know, you can ingest a parasite, but it's then in you.
Yeah, and it can be taken out. It's
still a physical,
it is tangible,
manifest presence.
Yeah. God. Right. Yeah. Well, whatever it is, we'll figure it out. As fucking frustrating as it is, it's something, right?
Yeah. Got any ideas?
I'd hope I'd have something for you. Maybe, hell, maybe if I eat this opalite, it'll tell me a secret that we don't know. It's full of warmth, and it would have been nice if this worked from the start.
There's gotta be something we can do with it. I just can't imagine what. I mean, you know.
If I'm happy to read out the elven notes to you, and in full, right?
The what?
Maybe there's something that I missed. There were notes in Elvish in some of the books you gave me.
Oh,
Mm.
I remember seeing them. I assumed someone had just left their shit in it. I don't know enough to. I mean, it didn't seem related, but I only could piece out a couple of words.
It was a doctor. I mean, she was doing research on the devouring, and thank God we didn't put anyone in the rifts, because the amount of casualties from trying to cure like rift touch illnesses, putting people in the rift is not the way to go. Hundreds of people died. It's good knowledge to have, but no, I don't know.
Is that what they're about? The Rift Hill?
Yeah, that and devouring. But
There's stuff on the
it was all
devouring.
the same tests. Testing to cure it, but it was the same things that we'd essentially been doing. I don't know, the last entry into the notes, they were talking about a library and maybe it might have a clue, and then there was blood covering the rest of the notes, so I don't really know what to make of that.
I have no idea. Do you know when this was?
Didn't have any dates aside from how many years post the first day of the rifts, right? It's the Black Day.
Yeah.
It would have been what, 2 or 3 years ago, maybe.
Okay. They were in Kaba?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, damn. Is there a library in Kaba? Do you know?
I mean, there could be. I'm unsure if there's anything, great, but I'm sure there are.
Yeah, I'm just trying to
Maybe
figure
a
out where they.
rich guy with a personal collection.
Well, I bought the book off of just a random merchant in the market. Though I assume they didn't realize these notes were in there. I mean, I was looking for stasis information. Seems like it's a bust, but I figured someone else should at least read the damn thing.
Can read into it more. We can ask about the name. I think it was Dr. Laura Fern. To check again.
Was what?
Laura Fern, I thought her name was. His name, I don't know. It looked like nice handwriting, so. Have you heard the name before?
Write it in common?
Write it in common?
Yeah.
Does it ring a bell?
Elenia. I got a inkling of her surname. Some of the people. Do you remember she got pulled aside by those people when we were at the feast with the Alvina?
Yes.
They recognized her. They knew her father, I guess.
Was that? You don't.
I mean,
Had the same.
I suppose, I
similar?
mean, well, I don't know how common the name is. I mean, for all I know, it's incredibly common in South Rosa, right? I'm not even sure that it's exactly the same, but I don't think she was given a spelling. Loropheren, yeah?
Yeah. Laropharin. It was Silvius Laropharin. Silvius can be a female name sometimes, but I guess depends on the specific area they're from. The pronunciation of it can be masculine.
I mean, her father is the elven side, so I'm guessing that's where the name would be, but
You think that was Elenia's father?
well, or an uncle or cousin or
It's true.
just
Yeah, okay.
caught my attention. I mean, you think they were in Kaba? Well, I guess. Okay, we have a book that says they were looking for a library.
I'm looking for a book. I can't remember the notes exactly. They spoke. They were talking about a library, and then they talked about a book, and then something about a year long something, and then it just all fuck.
Year long. Okay.
It's a common thing that all the great scholars never write down whatever they're thinking before they move on to something. Yeah. Sorry.
It's all right.
This happens more often than you would think.
Well, given that you're the one that can answer questions about it, I suspect the information might be best to come from you in case it is I don't think I've ever heard his first name. And Elenia's never spoken about. But I mean, if it could be a female, like it could be an aunt, Or it could just be an elf with the same surname. Or
possible.
a similar one, right?
I mean, you think about how long down the track that name could have come from.
Yeah.
And it's split at one point, it'd be anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, this guy could have been 650 years old.
Yeah.
Great grandparent, or who the hell knows.
Depends
Okay.
how you had kids. Yeah, right.
She might find it interesting, but I can't answer any questions about it for her. And I know that she's studied at least some Elven with you.
Yeah. Probably could read at this stage. He's getting pretty good. I'll show it to her.
They were trying the same stuff that we were years ago,
Yeah.
and we gotta find them.
With third circle pushing into fourth circle, they were speaking with primes for knowledge. No such thing that they could do. Brought in occultists and nothing worked.
I mean, even if we don't... If there's a path somewhere that might be years ahead of where we are, even if they died halfway along, we have to figure out where they were
We
going,
need to
where this library is.
pick up where they left off.
We're heading south now.
How far?
Apparently all the way to the desert. Heading to Vathan.
Oh God. Okay. The
Yeah.
ruins?
Yep.
Shit.
It's the biggest identifiable landmark where we might get some peace and quiet for a while. Apparently the repairs on the airship were pretty hasty, and Malik wants a full once-over. At that point, we're going back to A6, so we have until then to come up with a better plan to put forward.
Okay. All right. See if I can come up with any hypothesis of anything.
Yeah.
I hate having nothing.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, we've got more than nothing. I mean, we've got a treatment for the devouring. That's better than pretty much anyone that I've ever heard of.
Yeah. Sorry. I should be celebrating. Oh, you're still.
I've got a week. Better than I had.
Yeah. I still don't like you saying that.
I keep asking myself what stuff I could have cut out, worked faster. You know, if we'd had the ritual a week ago. 2 weeks ago, a month ago, could we have saved Robert? The Huntress, the Pathworks, Kiara? I mean,
That's always going to be the case. With anything.
yeah.
I know how you feel.
I ask a pretty morbid thought.
Hmm?
I had considered maybe it's something in the blood and we just can't see it, you know? Maybe it eludes us because it's occultic or whatever, right?
Hmm.
I couldn't tell this to anyone else because nobody's allowed to know, but I wanted to ask. I was tempted to go find Malik and see if he could taste it.
Oh, ew. Gross. You think he would, even with the risk of that, I don't think he would. Okay, whoa. Talia, I hate to be the one to say this to you. Way too many boundaries crossed there. That is kind of gross.
Fair enough. I'm sorry.
Is that like is that not like saying, oh, I'm gonna drink water that's got herpes in it, or I don't know,
I mean,
AIDS?
it'd be an interesting finding, right?
Oh, sure. And we got another person to heal.
It was more
I
of a
suppose.
dark humor moment than anything. I wouldn't actually propose it. It's not worth the risk. We can't afford to lose both of our fourth circle healers. Some people suggested that Rowan keep the arm so that we could do more testing.
Is it wrong that I agree? I don't want to put you through any more pain.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's his choice, but looking at it pragmatically, if we don't understand how it spreads, and the next time that it seeded, or whatever the hell it does, it popped up somewhere that wasn't on his arm, then we'd be in the position of losing 2 of our, strongest half dozen healers, and that I don't think we would survive.
No. Do you think we need to be stricter with our procedures involving the rifts? Sure, we can support you with the cost of taking care of you, making sure it stays away. But I mean, if 5, 6, 7 more people catch it, can we keep up and look after ourselves during an engagement?
I figure we could probably get away with 1, maybe 2 rituals in a given day. If we really needed to, we could do 2, maybe once or twice a week, right? And I wouldn't want to push it much more than 5 days without doing it.
No, I think 4 is the maximum.
Yeah. If we absolutely had to, I think we could treat as many as half a dozen on an ongoing basis. The fewer the better, obviously, and we really can't tolerate very many more healers being in the situation. I mean, truly. I had Malik help with the surgery on me, but I still don't even understand what the fuck with his magic.
He's an outlier.
Yeah.
Present, but a weird case.
Yeah. But if we can't reliably expect him to be able to expend lots of energy.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, as soon as I had my mana potion the other day, I stopped treating anyone. I just started stabilizing. And did almost nothing else. I don't think people have an appreciation of how close we got. I think we had at least 6 or 7 people who were critically wounded.
Yeah.
At this point, we also can't afford to do what we did when the island fell. We can't lose someone to not being able to cast. Not of a certain group, anyways.
If it listens it, I plan to train his story in the way I was taught.
Yeah?
At least while we're traveling, yeah. I feel like I'm a little on fire all over, so I'm probably sensitive. Maybe not for a couple of days, but see how far we can get him till we reach the southern lands.
Yeah. It seems like the airship isn't moving as quickly as it has in the past, so I'm guessing it's going to be... I mean, it took us, 4 or 5 days to get from Kava to the wilderness, and then a week to get to Halston. I don't have an exact to scale map, but we'll probably be in the air for a week, maybe 2 if we take it easy.
Time
Time will tell, but he wants to be a healer?
He mentioned it to me briefly about the burden of not being able to help, seeing us struggling to keep up. Which I appreciate the sentiment. I'm not going to hold any punches. I'll teach him the way I was taught. How it's effective. I wouldn't be where I was without him, without Malik. But I won't break my arm for him yet. Deal with some bigger cuts, but it needs to be put through the ringer stress-wise.
Yeah. Work up to it, you know?
Yeah.
Well, if there's anything you need, I'll be around, yeah?
Yeah.
And, I mean, I've got a lot of work to do on me as well, but if you want your face looked at...
Yeah. It's fine. Weirdly enough, as I haven't even had the time to really look at anything. People say it looks good, but we'll see how we fare when we get to the south. I know
Yeah.
Rowan struggles with the sweat problem, so that lends to be an issue. Might ask your help.
Yeah. Like I said, I've got to deal with the spine, but either that'll work or it won't, and then from there, I mean, your skin, Rowan's skin, Rowan's arm, Malik's arm, Jacqueline's hand. It's adding up.
I could learn what you do. I'll give you... I just spoke about techniques where you could give one's mana to someone.
Might be able to build it.
Build what?
What I do.
What, are you looking at the Herbalife?
Yeah.
Like a device.
I mean, why not, right? Ophelia has devices that can perform first aid for her. They can obviously inspect in some ways. I mean, it processes divine energy, and all that I'm really doing is seeing divine energy. It doesn't even have to do anything, it just has to show a healer where the fuck to look, you know?
It's not a bad idea. What, some sort of... Say syringe is the easiest way you could stab it into someone's body.
Well, it wouldn't even need to. I mean, you can just make a little stick that we hover near people and find the hot spots. At that point, I could probably teach you how to tie to it. Magical healing stick.
Is the tying aspect the part that you'd keep the stick? You did just call it a stick for the moment, right? Like, would that be how you tie it off? You imbue it in a way with divine energy so it doesn't cease?
It's not even imbuing. It's just that, well, I suppose maybe we could do, I mean, maybe if there's a way to use those as a, not necessarily a battery, but if someone could use one to, I mean, okay. With Aetherite, my understanding is that you take Aetherite and you just put any old mana from the fucking world in, and it does other stuff with it.
Yeah.
And if this works with divine energy, then you could probably reduce the fade. I mean, it would be a pain in the ass, and you'd have to spend all your mana on it. It's much more rudimentary than what I do, but potentially, yeah, you could just use that as the power source for the spell, and you tie all of the spells to the output of the device. But what I'm doing isn't even that. It's just that I know, well, I mean, I know now how to do it, but basically I can just see the hotspots. I can just see where there's enough energy to sustain the spell until I can work on it next. And if we would allow someone else to see it, I mean, hell, maybe we can just bank a fucking set of goggles. Is that what Phelias are for?
She has a thing on the side that helps flip down different lenses. It's something with sight or something.
I wonder if they...
Finer details.
Right, but if she's using them for something with Aethertech, if she's using them to help her with it, she might already have some of this designed. We should talk with her at some point. I mean, currently I
Like
suspect that a lot
goggles.
of people have some, yeah, something like that. Might allow you to see what I see. Or close enough, right?
Could be right. Good idea.
Yeah.
Hello,
I mean, I
Philia.
didn't think of it.
We're not good at ether tech, but could you build this for us? It'd be great to get your expertise on it.
Running past her is more what I mean. Maybe she'll have other thoughts. I've barely explained what it is that I do to most people. I mean, there's no point if nobody else can do it.
Yeah.
But she made
You
this
don't
in
want
like a
people.
couple of hours, so.
Yeah.
Did I tell you about this yet?
Lessen the strain. I saw you with
Oh,
it.
God. Right, it's been a long couple of nights and days. No, it doesn't actually do anything for the weight bearing, which is unfortunate, but it locks it in place. It stops it from rotating. It doesn't help me
Oh.
move at all, but it keeps it stationary so I can stand. Same thing as
You
locking
need
your
to
knee with your
focus.
muscles, but.
You need to focus on yourself first. For anyone else.
Yeah, but at the same time, like this is making abundantly apparent where the limit of there being one of me is. Sure, it would be nice if two people could be working on my spine right now.
Who knows, maybe Asteria will have a touch.
Yeah. And, I mean, for all I know, like, something like that could be a way to see this connection to. Well, I suppose that would probably be with Aethertech, not Opalite, but. But I mean, if the same principle applies, maybe we can use it to see. I mean, maybe not me, but who knows? Maybe that can help with the Rift Touch. We should. I mean, right now, I think the devouring stuff and getting the ritual more buttoned down is probably a higher priority, but in the next
Yeah.
couple of days at some point, we should sit down with Philia and maybe Elenia. Rowan, if he's up to it, with the pathway stuff. I mean, we're gonna have a lot of downtime in Vathan if we're just sitting there waiting for the Aether technicians to do shit. What are we gonna do? Go into the haunted runes?
Well, careful. There are a lot of dumb, drunken adventurers on this ship who would love to explore ruins. There is something adventurous about it, though. I don't blame them. I mean, maybe I wouldn't. I would carefully.
I mean, if it didn't involve walking in sand, which for me is not a great proposition right now. I suspect I will be pretty limited to the airship.
Well, don't they make those fancy seats that, or like a carriage, but they go on people's backs, right? What if I made you one of those?
A what?
Isn't it like a? It's like a room with a seat. It's like a small room with a seat, but it's on bars, and then they get strong men to lift it, and they carry
Wait,
expensive
people
people
build a
through the
room.
desert.
People build a room to carry. Is this a nobility thing?
Yeah. Well, it's that, and it's also like a shade thing too, right? I heard about it. They would do it mostly in southern Drosa because of the hot sun. They'd make these reed rooms, and they have a cushion and maybe I don't know, some water in there. But then they just offload that to the strong people. So
I mean, the closest we've got in the north is just that if you've got a war claw, someone can ride that if they're injured. What's the
never
word?
heard of them before?
There's an O word for this. Oz something.
Oz something.
Yeah. OS. OS. Ostentatious.
Yeah, that would fit it. Yeah.
Bizarre concept. A room. Please never build me
I
a
mean,
room to be carried around in.
got it. Understood.
God, I
Won't do
feel
that.
like such an awful bitch. It's the sort of shit that I expect from Luca and Umbra.
Boy. Yeah, I mean, I've heard
Build one
things
for
about
Lucia.
nobility, right? Oh, oh. Is Lucia
I don't really
not
understand. I mean, she's some sort of not quite noble, I think. She seems to carry herself as
a
noble.
rich person?
Yeah, I don't really understand the difference a lot of the time. I mean, I don't understand most of the people here. But just the northerners, really. Everyone else does weird things. Except you, of course.
Guilty.
You never do anything weird.
You've questioned me many times before. I feel like that's cheating. I feel like that's partner bias coming through.
I'm allowed.
Yeah. When you think about where everyone's come from, right? You're only going to get the weird people. If you're rich, why would you sign up to go somewhere to die? If you're poor, you're too poor to sign up to go somewhere to die. That's putting it grimly, right?
Yeah, I suppose that makes sense.
Okay. I guess I can't say don't lie about hiding the devouring from me again, because you can't
I
really
won't.
lie about what I already know.
You'll know everything. You have my word. And if there's anything that I've neglected to tell you, all you have to do is ask.
Thank you. Everyone's asleep, aren't they?
I'm sure there's some people wistfully contemplating existence up on the top deck, but probably most have gone to rest by now, yeah. A lot of people still nursing wounds and the like.
Maybe, maybe this is a bad opinion to have, but I don't see the appeal on sitting on top of the airship at night anymore. It feels more like a grim and hopeful sky to look at.
I suppose so.
You know?
Honestly, the main reason I do it is just for the air.
That's a good point. I don't know who's the. There's always someone. And I don't. I probably experienced it too. Now that I think about it, there's always someone in the kitchen who, when passing through that hallway, has terrible bowel movements. I don't know who it is. Oh, you'd think that we could adjust the ventilation to make it go away quicker, but no. That's always after breakfast. No, stay away from the hallway after breakfast.
Well, then if you're looking for food, now's probably the best time to go get some.
Yeah, I'm probably going to be awake for. Can I even ask what the time is?
I mean, the slightest.
The sun,
I've been
right?
Well, I mean, it still goes through the sky. It wasn't quite as dark out today. I think it must have been something to do with the rift, maybe, or the clouds and weather and the like. But the sky just sort of gets purple now instead of blue.
Maybe we can make opalite glasses to make the sky look blue again.
These are the real things that we need to distract Ophelia with.
Look, if she's gonna have weeks of time, maybe she likes to tinker. You know, I don't want to say humans are resourceful like that, but from all the things I've been told, they make the most of the time they've got. So.
Yeah.
Mm.
Go get food. You've not eaten, I'm sure, since what, 2 days ago?
Yeah, that'd be about right.
I'm gonna jot down a couple of thoughts and notes before, but I'm probably gonna lie down, so.
You've been awake the whole day.
Yeah.
Eat and think about things for a while. Come back and join you.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
I love you, Talia. As much as it sucks that you still have the devouring, I'm glad that it's not. So glad that it's not it.
Yeah, me too. I'd kiss you back, but I'm worried about all the inflamed skin. I don't want to irritate you.
Maybe I do heal my face so you don't have to look at it.
I don't mind scars. But it's up to you. It's your face.
Don't think I'll be using it for anything else, so. See you in a bit.
See you.